Hi there, everyone. This is Jayant, and welcome to another episode of my unedited series. And in this episode, we are going to talk about organic lead generation. I have been talking to a lot of freelancers, and they keep telling me that, Jayant, this is very difficult for us to cold call. Cold calling is not everybody's game, is what they say. And I kind of understand why cold calling can be very difficult, and a lot of people may not be suited for that. But is there a way where you can generate leads organically? I mean, you don't have to do outreach on your own, but the client reaches out to you, the inbound leads. How do you generate that if you are a freelancer or an agency? So, we are going to cover that in this particular episode. But before I get started, I would love it if you just subscribe to my channel, because in this channel I publish videos related to digital marketing, freelancing, e-commerce, and sales funnels every single day. And yes, and if you have any questions for me, put it in the comment section and I'll create a video on that particular question very, very soon. Just while typing, just type in hashtag Jayant in there and I'll be answering them all. So yes, without any further ado, let's get started. So when we talk about organic lead generation, there is a very fascinating yet a very interesting way of doing it. Uh, I When I started organic lead generation for myself, what I just did is I did not know that it was called organic lead generation. I did not even know that this stuff was called lead generation. That was pretty funny. So basically, what I did, you can replicate for your own business, and I'm sure that this will work. So what I used to do is I used to join all these Facebook groups or Reddit communities or Telegram groups, WhatsApp groups. So I used to join all these groups which constituted of my dream clients, right? Like I'm into e-commerce and I provide e-commerce services. Like I run Facebook ads for people. I optimize Facebook ads for people. So what I did was I joined a lot of e-commerce Facebook groups. I joined a lot of e-commerce Telegram groups, a lot of this WhatsApp group related to e-commerce. So I joined all these communities. And once I joined, the thing about communities is people discuss their problems in the communities, right? So whatever a person has an issue, whatever issue a person has, what he or she does essentially is he just asks the question in the community. Now, the benefit of these communities is that these person are filtered audience. What I mean is like these are really qualified. They are actually interested in hiring someone who can solve their problems. That's basically it. Now, when you go ahead and join these communities and answer these people's question, you're basically solving a small percentage of their problem. Now, this method is really, really powerful. If you ask me how, this is how it goes. A person puts a question in a group only when he does not find a lot of organic results out of it. I mean, if let's say I'm having problems with my Facebook ad, I did all sorts of Google research, I did all sorts of YouTube research, yet I did not find the answer to this. I would look for a customized answer. And what I would do is I would just go to a community, ask my question, and see who responds. All right. And that is how, as a business owner, I would try to solve my problems. Now, as a freelancer or as an agency, all you need to do is just go to these forums, check out these questions that people keep asking, and solve them for them. Solve them in the answer. Give your honest opinion, give your complete answer. Do not hide anything. Do not try to pitch them in the answer. You can obviously use a hook, story, offer template to definitely answer these questions, but do not try to pitch them like, hey, I can solve these problems, let's get on a call, or I provide these services, let's get on a call. No, 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 don't do that. you know just genuinely solve a particular person's problem. This is called value based lead generation. I would like to call it that. So what it does is it solves that particular problems for the person, and it also generates a kind of trust in you. Now, you are not a stranger to that guy. You are somebody who has solved one part of his problem. Now, there are always three levels of any kind of problem solution. There is a solution which is do it yourself. I mean, the comments that you put, they would be do it yourself kind of comments, right? Like if I say, hey, how do I optimize my Facebook ads? And I'm in the toy niche and suddenly my Facebook ads are not working. Then you give me an option, give me an answer like step one, do this, step two, do this, step three, do this, step four, do this, and you'll be done. That's a do it yourself kind of solution, right? That means you are giving me a solution, and when I implement your steps, I will definitely get some results. But hey, there will be a certain kind of audience who would not have a lot of time to actually go ahead and implement those. This kind of audience would also require, they may not have a lot of technical expertise, and this kind of audience, they would actually require certain hand holding per se. So for those kind of client, you go ahead and sit with them and solve the problem. This kind of solution is called do it with you kind of solution. Okay. There is no particular term around it. I'm just making stuff up. I learned it from Russell Brunson and I'm teaching this stuff to you. And that is called do it with you. And the third type is done for you. I mean, a person who is not technically aware of stuff and also doesn't have a lot of time, he would expect somebody to solve it for them, right? So in that case, you can actually pitch your service. Hey, I do provide this service. If you're willing to hire me, this is my rates and I can do it for you. And this will be a done for you solution, and you do not have to put in the headache of like generating leads yourself or do a lot of other kind of stuff, right? So that just helps client to get nurtured better in your funnel. That's a small freelancing or agency funnel which is really, really powerful. It has been working for me since a long time, and it will definitely work for every single one out there, I'm damn sure. I'll tell you my story afterwards. I mean, I told you the concept how it works, right? My story is when I started freelancing, I joined freelancer.com first to get some client, but I realized that there is a lot of cutthroat competition out there. People would put in a project and they would ask the problems and expect an answer. But I see majority of the freelancers put in their proposals like, hey, I can solve these problems. I have designed 100 different websites and let's get on a call and blah, 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 all sorts of stuff, right? I was a beginner that time and I did not have a lot of experience. So I could not really compete with these people in terms of years of experience because there were literally people who had decades of experiences, which was crazy, right? Somebody has decades of experience, then you like, yeah, how would you compete with them, right? So what I technically did is if somebody asks a question, I would give them a do it yourself kind of solution. So I remember there was this guy from Netherlands. What he did was he had a store, e-commerce store, and he was having some issues with WooCommerce shipping options. So what I did was I gave him a solution like everybody else was pitching, but what I did was like, hey, this stuff is pretty simple. You can do it yourself. Step one, you just need to do this. Step two, do this. Step three, do this. Step four, do this. Step five, it will be done. Okay, I gave him that step-by-step answers, and I also gave him an offer. Like that was the story. I also had a hook. It is very simple. That was the story. The steps were the story. I also gave him an offer. If you cannot do it yourself, don't worry. I'm here for you. You can send me a message. But this is the solution. If you know your stuff, if you know your tech, you can do it yourself. So what happened was this guy probably tried and he obviously failed because he was not a techie person. So he texted me personally and he said, hey Jayant, you seem to have a good knowledge around it. Can you please help me out? I'm like, obviously I can help you out, but I'm not available today. I have some clients meeting and all that because I did not have a client meeting, but you have to build your exclusivity, right? So this guy said, okay, let's get on a call. Please help me solve this issue and I'll pay you like $100 for it. I was like, $100, $100 to solve this problem? And he was like, yes, $100. So we fixed a meeting and we got on a call and I solved his issue. It literally took me like 15 minutes to solve because I knew my stuff. And because the problem was solved, he immediately transferred $100 to my account. I was like, wow. I mean, wow, this stuff works, right? So when that happened, I was like, this just blew my mind. I mean, what are these other people doing? I mean, this was my first or second bid and I got the bid. what are these other people doing? Like, there is this guy who has 10 years of experience pitching directly in the comments. I mean, why is he not getting the answer? Why did I get the result out of it? So I dug a little deeper and I realized that this is something called as value-based sales funnel or value-based marketing, and it just works because in here you are not trying to get money out of people, you are trying to give them some value. And when you give value to people, value comes back. And because of this exact strategy, when I go and visit different Facebook groups, different Telegram groups, and I just genuinely, selflessly solve people's problems, people DM me, ask me for help, ki Jayant, please help me with this, please help me with that. And when you show that exclusivity to your potential prospects, tell them that, hey, I'm busy, I may not be available, and obviously it cannot be done for free if it is that kind of stuff, then they will actually offer money from their end. You don't even have to ask it. I mean, obviously you have to use your salesman skills, but because of this exact strategy, it helped me land some recurring clients. Recurring clients means um, people who keep giving you money month on month. You know, as they keep getting results, they are happy to share a part of their results to you. So that means that every single month, let's say you land like 5 clients who pays you $500 per month, you literally have $2,500 per month coming from this source. So you really don't need more than 5 clients to survive in a country like India. Like $2,500 a month is like almost 2 lakh, 2.5 lakh rupees, right? 2.5 is almost 2 lakh rupees, which is crazy to survive, right? So yeah, that's pretty much what you need. You need to land organic clients, you need to turn them into recurring clients, and you need to give them a super value proposition that just helps. And whether you are a freelancer or an agency, this model will just work for any client, right? So yes, that's pretty much it. To sum it up, all you need to do is provide value to your clients. Do not pitch them on the first meeting. Selling is seduction. When you meet a girl, you don't ask them to get on the bed with you, right? You just warm things up. You talk through them. You get on a date. You get to know each other. Romance it up. Then you sell your stuff. Like then you sell your marriage, or you propose them, or you do something else, right? When you are doing the selling, it's exactly the same thing. You are meeting them, do not try to sell your service on day one. Just help them out. Let them know about you. Get to know them better. Then try to pitch them so that now that both the parties know each other better, there is a good vibe. There is a expected communication between them. And this leads to, this just leads to a good client freelancer or client agency relationship, which obviously escalates to much better results than just, you see freelancers complaining about how bad their clients were. You will never complain because now the clients expects a limited stuff from you and you expect a limited stuff from clients. There are no disappointments, right? So ultimately the relationship is better out of it. So yes, try this out. Let me know how it works for you. I'm damn sure it will work for you a lot. And apart from this, if you have any other questions, put them in the comments. Put hashtag Jayant, Jayant, and I will check them out and I'll create a video around it and I will serve you my best. So yeah, that's it for today. Let me know what did you feel about this, and like, share, subscribe to my channel, dudes. Like, what are you doing, right? So do that and let's get talking. Bye bye.